Hello students, welcome to Learners Academy. Today we'll study the remaining part of purification and characteristics of organic compounds, which is a part of organic chemistry. And before watching the video, I should recommend you that you should watch the first part of the video, which is already posted on the channel. So let us start with the topic, that is method of purification, differential extraction. And this method is used for the separation of organic compounds from its aqueous solution by shaking it with a suitable solvent in separating funnel. And in the picture given, there is a separating funnel in which compound is taken with the aqueous solution, and this organic compound can be solid or can be liquid, and it should be added with a suitable solvent that can be ether or benzene, or you can also take water. And by shaking it with the suitable solvent, the inorganic impurities can be seen, and these can be removed with the help of rotating the valve which is attached to the base of the flask. So this is the method of differential extraction, which is a very helpful for separating organic compounds from aqueous solution, whether the compound is organic, solid or liquid. Let us move to the other method, that is chromatography. Basically, it is a modern method for the purification of compounds, and the word chromatography is taken from a Greek language word chroma, that means color, and graphy, that means writing. And because the method was firstly used for the separation of colored substances present in plants, and it was described first by Sweat in 1906. And in this method, we take one stationary phase of adsorbent and over which a mobile phase is taken, and the compound get adsorbed at different level because of their affinities. And the chromatography is of two types, that is adsorption chromatography and partition chromatography. So let us start with adsorption chromatography. It is based on the principle that when a mobile phase moves over the fixed phase, different constituents of the mixture get adsorbed at various distances over the fixed phase. And the absorbent can be silica, alumina, modified silica gel, etc. And in the animation given, there is one liquid phase which is moving over a solid stationary phase, and the original sample, the constituents are getting adsorbed at the various distances because of their affinities. The one having higher affinity get adsorbed at the top, and the one having the lower affinity get adsorbed at the bottom, and their affinities can be recorded on the recorder, and they can be detected. So this is known as adsorption chromatography. Now, adsorption chromatography has certain applications, which is adsorption chromatography is used for the separation of amino acids, and for the isolation of antibiotics, for identification of carbohydrates also, and to identify and separate fats and fatty acids in the food, whether in the plant or animals, and isolate and determine peptides and proteins as well. So it is a very useful preparation or separating method. Now, this adsorption chromatography is further classified into two types, that is column chromatography and thin layer chromatography. Now, let us start with column chromatography. Here in this column chromatography, a mixture is separated over a column of either silica or alumina gel, which is packed in a glass column, and the constituents with most affinity with the fixed phase is adsorbed at the top and rather other on the bottom, and so on. And here it is similar to the chromatography, that the amount of adsorbent which adsorbs the constituent depending upon their affinities, and by rotating the valve we can get their adsorbent affinity also. So this is column chromatography. And column chromatography also has certain applications, that is it is used to isolate active ingredients, and it is helpful in separating compound mixtures. It is also used to determine drug estimation from drug formulations, and to remove impurities. As it is clear that it is a purification method, so obviously it will help to remove impurities as well. So this is column chromatography. Now, thin layer chromatography. Thin layer chromatography is a technique that is used to isolate non-volatile mixture that cannot be mixed together. Like in this animation given here, it is a example of thin layer chromatography where a mixture is taken and in which a slab or sheet of aluminum foil, plastic, glass, which is coated with the adsorbent material like alumina oxide, cellulose or silica gel is taken, and the compounds having the higher affinity with to the stationary phase move slowly while the other moves faster to this plate. And after the separation of the mixture is attained, the completion of the process gives individual components from the mixture which appears as a spot, which is clear in the picture, that is black, purple, blue, orange, red, yellow, so on. It defines the affinity of the particular constituent in the sample. And now the thin layer chromatography applications. Thin layer chromatography is extremely useful in biochemical analysis such as separation or isolation of biochemical metabolites from the blood plasma, urine or body fluid, serum, etc. Like it gives the separation of constituents from the liquid, so that is why it is used to separate constituents from blood, urine or maybe other liquids of the body. And thin layer chromatography can be used to identify natural products like essential oils, volatile oil, fixed oil, or maybe waxes or alkaloids, etc. And it is widely used in separating multi-component pharmaceutical formulations as well, so that the medicines and vaccines can be prepared with ease. And it is used in the food industry as well, so to separate and identify colors, sweetening agent and preservatives as well, and which is very useful in our food industry. So that was all about thin layer chromatography. Now partition chromatography. And in this is a method of separation where analyte is contained within a liquid or gaseous mobile phase, and this phase is pumped through a stationary phase. Like in the animation given, the heavy phase, and there is the other phase which is done to get partition chromatography. And usually in this, one phase is hydrophilic and the other is lipophilic, and depending upon the polarity they spend more or less time interacting with the stationary phase and thus retarded to a greater or lesser extent. Whether their polarity get disturbed, they takes time. When they takes time, they gives out certain constituents, and with the help of this the separation of constituents can be done in the present sample. So that was all about partition chromatography. And partition chromatography has certain applications as well, that is used to identify amino acids like other chromatography done. And it is also helpful to separate and identify tannins, to separate and identify alkaloids and identify carbohydrates as well. So as well in case of glycosides. So that's all about the lecture. I hope you like the lecture. Press the bell icon button for the further notification, and you can subscribe to our YouTube channel to watch more such videos on these lectures. You can also follow us on Facebook, Instagram and LinkedIn. Thanks for watching the